All right, let's get started, guys. Thanks for joining us. So I have a friend of mine, Ryan Bowles, with me today. Tiny bit of context, I met Ryan probably 18 months ago.
Yeah.
Actually, I probably met him about 7 years ago, 8 years ago, and then there was nothing in between. I met him once or twice at a different networking group.
I'll mute that.
Oh yeah, just mute yourself there, Ryan. Ryan's sitting next to me, but we've got two cameras because we're going to manage two computers for this session. But yeah, so we reconnected about 18 months ago. Ryan's in a forum of business coaches, basically. So Ryan's a great coach with social media generally, but more specifically Facebook groups at the moment. Great at developing audiences and monetizing them. So great to have him here today and share some of the share some of his knowledge with us. I guess when we did a quick video about 2 weeks ago about a new Facebook group that Ryan put together, and he, like, within 3 months had grown it to over 600 people. And I told him that, at the time I had 18 months to get to about similar numbers, and his group's like now 750, and we're still roughly the same numbers. So I'm looking forward to learning a few things about what Ryan does too. So been looking forward to this for a while. So context of today though is this session's actually part of a group that we've got together called the Agency Momentum Masters. Agency Momentum Masters is basically a paid coaching group that we've got as part of Globotel. We've opened this one up to our general database, to our clients and people on our database, because I think it's quite high value, but also gives us a chance to introduce Agency Momentum Masters. So so basically I'll just give you a quick rundown of what we do, Agency Momentum Masters, then I'll hand over to Ryan. So just let me share and Diana will be in touch also later in the week if you've got an interest in learning more about the Agency Momentum Masters program. So just give me a second, I'll just share across to my iPad. One sec. We're in a co-work space at the moment, and what it does is it's got an upstairs and a downstairs Wi-Fi, and I was on the upstairs Wi-Fi then, and apparently I've got to be on the downstairs to do this sharing to my...
Very technical.
I know, it's like it's all on Wi-Fi. But anyway, so just to make sure that we've got everyone, can everyone see these little circles on my... Ryan, can you just keep an eye on the chat?
Yeah.
Just put a yes if you can see the circles.
I just want you to speak up a bit.
They want me to speak up a bit. Okay, that's good advice. Let me just move everything a bit closer. Is that better as far as volume is concerned?
Great.
Cool.
Everyone else seems to be able to hear you.
Beautiful. And everyone can see the screen?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. So this is what we're trying to achieve with Agency Momentum Masters. So basically, when everything works out, we have agencies that just really enjoy a level of success, the way they see it. And the way we try to achieve that, usually I'll spend about 20 minutes going through this, but I'm going to rush through it in about probably 3 minutes. So the way we try to do that, we try to achieve 3 things. First, we start by trying to get clients. When we do that consistency, it builds momentum. Sorry, it builds growth, we get growth. So it's getting clients obviously faster than we lose them. That's when we grow. Take it to the next level, we get momentum, and momentum's amazing. Once you've got solid momentum, you get a system that actually grows itself, and that's what the aim is. So that's what we try to achieve in Agency Momentum Masters. There's 3 things that we look at in depth. The first is sifting. how we sort through all our opportunities. The next is selling, how we close those opportunities, and then scaling, how do we put all the pieces together so it holds the business together and we pay ourselves an amazing wage and we also earn profits. You know, we've got a business that earns profits. So sifting, there's 3 elements. We've got prospecting, we've got lead gen, and we've got lead nurture. In the selling, we have the sales conversations we have. How can we do that better? Objections. And closing. And then with scaling, we've got handover, bit of onboarding, that kind of stuff. And that's both internal and external. Management and cash flow. And basically what we do each month, we go really in depth with one of these topics and really uncover a very specific strategy around one of these topics and create, you know, we actually get stuff done. We implement stuff and we run through stuff. There's sort of accountability and that kind of stuff. So we start off with a strategy, with implementation ideas, Q&A during the month, and some accountability about making sure we're getting things done and tracking results. So Brian, out of these 9 things, where do you think we fit as far as Facebook groups?
A huge part is lead gen.
Yep.
And then taking that into the selling portion, you know, closing those leads.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Awesome. All right. So back to you, everyone. Does that make sense? And is that aligned with what we're here for? Are we all aligned that we're looking for Facebook groups, lead gen into closing deals? Beautiful. Well, that's my work done. I think I'll hand over to you, Ryan. What have you got for us?
Cool. We might swap mics and
cool. All right.
Hopefully it might be recording.
All right. Here we go.
So we get feedback. I think it has to be my mic because I'm recording.
All right. Just move it over here and keep it going.
All right. So everyone can hear Ryan okay? I've just moved it close to him.
All right, David, Jody, Craig, Aiden, Diana, Michael, David, just want to check in on everyone. I'm using Damien's mic here. I'm going to be doing a bit of tech stuff, so I'm over here, but I'm over here as well. I'm going to share my screen, and if you can hear me, just let me know quickly where you're tuning in from and what's the weather like outside at the moment. That would be great while I just share my screen. Make sure you can see me and hear also what's going on. You should be able to see in just a moment, growing a profitable group. That should pop up. And just let me know in the chat where you are in the world and what the weather's like. Here we go. Cool, cool. Awesome. Sunny coast. Windy here on the Gold Coast. Yeah. Varsity Lakes. Oh, we've got some locals. Awesome. Cool, cool. All righty. Let's have some fun, hey? First of all, in the chat, if you can see my screen, just pop in, let me know if you've got a Facebook group yet. So 1, if you've got a group, type 1 in. 2, if you're looking to launch one.
So that's cool. We got good volume all the way to Sacramento, California.
Nice. Who's that? Pixel number 2 XL. Not sure who that is.
Oh, Pixel 2 XL.
It's a great name.
What's your real name?
Cool. Very, very cool. Okay, good. So a couple of people we've got a Facebook group, a couple are launching, and we've got South Africa, Canada, Perfect. Let's rock and roll this. So as you saw with Damien's model, he's got a model for his business, and much like Facebook groups, we've got one as well. And if you've played around with a Facebook group or you're looking to launch one, yeah, Juliet, you're just curious. This is going to be, my hope is that this will be really helpful. By the end of this, you'll say, yes, I need one, or no, it's not right for me. What I help my clients do is grow a group that is profitable. 1% of entrepreneurs, business owners I talk to have a group that is just a hobby, and it's just a community where people get together and share ideas and thoughts, and there's no business wrapped around it. About 99% of people have a business wrapped around their Facebook group. And in 2019, going into 2020, it is the #1 place to be building rapport, you know, the know, like, trust factor with your ideal target audience, and then converting them into clients. So I want for you guys a group that's profitable, ultimately one that provides your business with more meaning, more impact. That way you get more momentum in it, and ultimately it brings you more money. That's what, as business owners, we're looking to lift the impact, lift the income as well. We do this within Facebook groups by growing them first, filling them with the right members, the right target audience, which we'll talk about today, engaging that audience. No point having a group following somewhere, an email list that isn't engaging, opening, reading, conversing with your staff, asking questions, wanting to know more, etc. And third and finally is monetizing it. Do we do this in a way that is a membership? Are we selling a program? Are we selling packages, etc.? How do we monetize it? What I want to run through today is sort of a couple of the areas that fit into these pieces of the puzzle. Within the grow section, ultimately we want to optimize presence online. It's really important that your presence, when people are finding your group and seeing it from the outside, that it's inviting and they know exactly what they're getting into when they apply. We'll talk about that. We want to fill the group with the right people, as Damien was talking about before. I want to make sure people are continually coming in. I know what it's like to have a group that is stagnant. It's not fun. Okay, and then we want to build a list. Just let me know in the comments if you've got an email list, if you talk to your list, if you communicate with them. Just pop that in the comments for us. My sound is really soft, and some people can only see you.
There's Ryan there.
I feel like I've got two angles here. It's great.
Yeah.
Get my good shot and my bad shot. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Let me know and I'll talk louder. Yeah. Otherwise, can we mute your side and switch to mine?
We can try that. That's what we did last time.
I didn't do it. Yeah, that's all good.
So just, all right. I'm going to get this real close.
All right. And I'm going to talk real loud.
That's probably better.
Let me know if that is better. I'll talk really loud. I used to be a heavy metal vocalist. Okay. So that might help, better. Or I can plug my headphones in if there's a headphone jack.
Yes, let's try this. Probably what's happening at this point.
All right,
let's try that.
How's that for everybody now? We want to make sure this audio is great. Let us know in the chat. Is that better on audio? Let's see. Sounds good to Arnhem. Sounds better for MD Smith. Okay, I'll just keep talking, and you guys, yep, sounds great.
Excellent.
Cool. There's two other sections in engaging. We want the right content, okay, and we want that content scheduled in. Okay, we need to schedule it so that therefore, ultimately, we build a culture within that group of people who want to talk to us about our businesses. In the monetize section, it's how do we generate leads? We're going to talk about that, and then either sell by chat to close them or booking calls. So just quickly right now with your business, let me know how you go about signing on clients. Do you do it via phone, Zoom call like this, or chat? Just put that into the comments for us right now. That'd be great. Yep, Jody does it by chat. Michael, all referrals? Yeah, that's another one for sure. Home appointments, phone chat. Great, mostly word of mouth leads. Okay, cool, fantastic. out of what I've just covered around the outside here, which of these options, for those of you who have a Facebook group, just let me know which of these accelerators are you absolutely crushing right now? Is it filling your group? You're absolutely nailing that. Is it generating leads in your group? Have you got that down? What's just one of the pieces around the outside? Maybe you've got your content on point. You're absolutely nailing that. David said engaging. Yeah, okay, sure thing. You're smashing that out of the park. That's fantastic. What about for everyone else? Those of you that have got a group, maybe you're scheduling calls quite regularly from it. Just let me know. It looks like David's the only one so far. Yeah, getting members to share the group and you're filtering. Perfect. That's awesome. So you've got the filling section down. Great. Hopefully everyone can still hear me. Aiden, old school telemarketing. Beautiful, dude. Love that.
I love it too.
Quickly want to share with you, if we get these areas sort of on the wrong side of the fence, what happens if we don't have a group that's continually growing? It loses momentum and the members really feel it within the group. Okay, it's got like this life force to it and people feel it. So we want to make sure we keep growing it. We want to make sure it's engaged constantly, like David said, because if we don't, we lose out on the audience. Okay, we all know that if we don't have an audience to speak to, we're in trouble. Third and finally, if we don't get it monetized in the right way, we end up with no money. So that's the purpose of today's call. We want to make sure all of those are green and rocking. David just needs to know how to monetize it. Cool, dude. Let's jump into some training. So if you guys are all still with us and awake, just type "let's go" into the chat and let's work through this stuff together. Damien, favorite color?
Blue.
Blue, done. Awesome. Vamos. What does vamos mean?
Go.
Cool. All right. Let's look at a group from the outside. We're going to talk about building your list and leads as people come into the group. Thanks, Jody. Let's go. English, I can understand. Vamos, I'm learning. All right. 3 sexy group points. This is really important when people come across your stuff from a reach perspective, from a brand perspective. Things need to be locked in and tight to make sure that 1, they're going to want to join your group, and 2, that they already from the outset see that things are locked in. Okay, especially if you help people with branding, businesses, etc. These are 3 areas that are super important. Your cover photo on your group is going to be the first visual that people come across before they enter. You need to have this thing, absolutely locked down. Okay, the design, the pixels, everything needs to be crisp and clear. Your group name, if you're looking on mobile, iPad, desktop, have a look and see how things show up for other groups. A nice, big, clear title placed in the center generally gets people, wherever they're searching from. Okay, and so if you've got your group name there and it delivers a result, okay, so if your group name delivers a result, we'll talk about that in a second, it's going to help people immediately click and decide yay or nay. Do I look further at this group or not?
I'm just doing some comparisons with my group at the moment. How's that look?
All right, we're going to do some work on yours, yeah, for sure. we got some work to do with Damien. All right. So number 2 is your group name. Okay, group name over here. Like I've just mentioned about the result. Okay, if you can deliver the result in either your coaching program, your business service, the package, the thing that you're offering, if the result is in the name, that does half of the work for you because it's telling people what is next. Okay, what's the next fence post? When it comes to a name, you want those first 1 to 4 keywords or words to be keywords. Okay, really keyword heavy. It's going to help you with when people are searching Facebook and when Facebook are organically pushing your group out to other people. All right, so they're going to try and help you, but you need to first help them. So right here, I'm telling people I'm going to help them grow groups. All right, Facebook group growth secrets. Okay, pretty simple to understand what you're going to get when you jump into the group. So make sure your Facebook group title in the first 4 words has got the biggest, sexiest keywords you can ever use in your messaging. That'll do half the work for you. Third and finally is the engagement level. It's either going to be up or it's going to be down. And here's what people see from a outsider's perspective. When they come to look at your group and they're not in it just yet, they're going to see how many posts were made today, how many posts were made in the last 30 days, how many total group members there are, and how many group members have joined in the last 30 days. All stuff that doesn't seem too important, except for the fact that when people are looking for a community to join, they want one that is active and full of people that are moving forward, all right? So if you want to check this out on your group, if you've got one, or any group for that matter, go take a look at it if you're not a member already. If you are, if you have a group, chuck your URL into an incognito window. You'll be able to see those stats for yourself and sort of what your group is looking like from the outset. Does that make sense to everybody? I just want to make sure those that have groups, especially, you can go and update this stuff immediately. And if you don't have one, this is going to help you a ton setting things up from the get-go. David, awesome. Cool. Hopefully everyone's got pen and paper and they're taking notes, and that's why fingers aren't on keyboards. But just let me know so that I can make sure I don't move on too fast, because I'm going to keep talking quickly, moving through this stuff. Okay. So thanks, David. What about everybody else? Let me know, is this just making sense? Do I need to explain anything differently? Where's everybody at? Might still be David, just only David on the call. Oh, Juliet, cool. Yep, Jody, makes sense. Michael, perfect. Cool. Okay, so that's from an outside perspective. Let's look at generating leads and locking down a database. Craig, expand on URL. For sure. So just grab your URL, which sits up above your group if you go to it, and pop that into a incognito window. Okay, so grab the URL of your Facebook group, open a new incognito window, chuck it into there, and you'll be able to see this data right here.
So if you don't know where to grab your URL, you can also go in your settings to the share link. The share link's the URL, so you can use that too.
There you go. Thanks, Damien. All right, let's look at getting some leads. Okay, how do we get them on the front end of your group? We all know that Facebook is temperamental, and we don't know. It's temperamental, it's temporary. Who knows when it's going to blow up in our face, right? So we understand that emails are important. We want to lock down email, and then also, if you've got it set up, your chatbot as well, and start building your subscriptions there too. So let me know in the chat who's got chatbot. Type in chat and type in email if you've got email. You've already entered the group one. So just pop that in for me. Let me know who's got what here.
So chatbots are amazing because they become another database in your business where you can bulk message people.
Yeah, and open rates are anywhere from like 70 to 90% within like the first couple of hours. Click-through rates are anywhere from like, depending on how you do your stuff, 40 to 60%. It's phenomenal. Yeah. David, can the bots be integrated into groups? Yes, not natively with Facebook, but we do it within what I teach, during inside posts, inside live videos, etc. And that's how we generate leads. That's how we'll send people lead magnets, that sort of thing. So within your group, first of all, someone's going to get accepted. We'll talk about what that looks like just yet. Then they have to get engaged. And it's really important they get engaged early. It's like joining a sports team or a new club. And if no one talks to you, if you don't make any friends, the likelihood of you leaving that or sticking around for a long time, it's not going to happen. Right? So the engagement needs to happen sort of within the first 24 hours. And we do that with some form of welcome post that tags members, okay? Tags members. Now, when you have new members jump into your group, Facebook will tell you that, and you can automatically tag all those people and get them interacting on the very first day, or at least the first week, 7 days.
We do that on a weekly basis.
Yeah, depending on what speed your group grows. I know coaches that are welcoming daily because it's growing so fast, but a Friday end of the week sort of thing is a great time to do right? So we need to make sure the engagement happens for that new person from the get-go. Juliet, chatbot right in Facebook group, not your site.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, within your group, you'll use reference URLs. That is the style of link you'll use based in ManyChat, if you use ManyChat. And that's just a simple like www, and it sends them into your chatbot, which is from your Facebook page. So I hope that makes sense. With your email, you know, once people join your group, you're going to offer them something for free, something valuable, you know, lead magnet, some sort of document, cheat sheet, blueprint, etc. They need to receive that, you know, first and foremost. And then secondly, they need to go into a system. And, you know, I'm not going to spend time teaching this stuff today, but, you know, they need to go into your, you know, whatever database you've got to start managing and communicating via email. Okay, so that's touch point number 2.
So can I just ask a question at this point?
Yeah.
So with the people we've got in the room, can you just do a yes or no? Part of your, like, what I find is digital agencies, because, you know, we're good at attraction, and that's where it sort of stopped with marketing and sales. Do you guys develop databases and then market your databases, or do you get leads and then sell? And so if you develop databases, do a yes. If you get leads and try to sell, and then if you fail, you just forget about that lead, just do a no.
So yes, if you create a database and market to them.
Yeah.
No, if you don't do that, you just speak to a prospect, and if yay or nay.
Yeah. So it's like 90% to 10% typically. 90% of agencies don't build databases, and it is such a waste of your marketing dollars. So
yeah,
part of the stuff here is building database. So it's really, really important. So yeah, cool. So it's sort of like, it looks about 50-50 here. If you're not doing things, building a database, you know, it feels like hard work at the moment. It feels like hard work today, but 12 months in, you know, you'll have 1,000 people send an email, send a targeted email, and you get 10 clients out of it. So you've got to do the work today. Really, really strongly recommend you do the work today.
And the cool thing about having a group connected to building that email database is, like, this side of things is really common practice. If you join a group, that you trade for an email. Okay, I'm going to show you a really simple way to do that as well.
Yeah. So when you're building, you need to focus building a database first. What we're doing today is actually part of that process. So really, really timely for you to come into this workshop.
Yeah. The reason why your Facebook group is so important, you know, connected to an email, but it's because it's a place where you can almost get as face-to-face as you can with a prospect or a lead without, you know, sitting across the table from them. Facebook groups are fantastic to go live, to have Q&As, to bring in guests like Damien's doing with myself, and you can really build rapport fast. So that's the purpose of the group. The email is that hard database. If Facebook goes down, or should I say when it goes down, we've got something to fall back and really rely on. Yeah. So cool. Just to close that.
And they work in tandem. They're not separate things. Like when we do a targeted email address out, we'll also do targeted posts in our Facebook group, and then we'll also do targeted messages in our chatbot database, to all with the same messages for the same thing. Yeah. So if you're in our email database and in Digital Marketing Dream Team, you may have sent the same message for this workshop.
Yeah, because people are looking everywhere, and sometimes they might miss one. So you've got your group, you've got your email, and then your bot. So we need to get them subscribed to that. You can do this in a few different ways. You know, if you've got some form of lead magnet, okay, you can include a link within that people will come from your bot. You can do it in your group within your welcome post. Okay, there's a stack of different ways to get people onto your chatbot. And then secondly, that is your system to then reach out and communicate with those people. Compared to email, you're just going to get a massive open and click-through rate, and it is like immediate. It's so cool to send out 1,000 people on chatbot and see the percentage just start to go up within minutes. It's really, really powerful. So if you haven't looked into getting a chatbot in around your business, it's worth putting on the calendar. Okay, so they're the 3 touch points. You got your group, you got your email list, and your bot. Let's spend a bit of time just talking about the email list and how you get that email from someone in a really high percentage way. and I call it the application flow. It's like someone going through a form to, jump on a strategy call or, something along those lines in your business. You get.
So can I just give a starter for those people who have been doing digital marketing and don't have a database yet? Before you even do the application flow, go through all your sent emails. Like the last 6 months, 12 months of sent emails. Everyone you've sent an email to regarding your services, follow up. Put in a database, put into a MailChimp or into Active Campaigns or whatever, and that's your database start. And then you can do this.
Perfect. And you're going to have 50, 100 emails stacked. You get going.
You've got all your content there too if you want to start putting content together. Every question you answer is a content piece.
Just time out with everyone for the moment. I want to make sure this is hitting home. That was quite broad, but does it make sense to everybody? Just give us a yep in the chat or make sense. Thank you, David. That's cool. Michael said 10,000 emails.
Yeah, mate, you've been around for ages. I know how many emails
Craig,
you've got.
awesome. Cool. Glad that this is making sense. Let's get a little bit more drilled in here. Talk about the specifics. So with your Facebook group, you've got the opportunity to ask 3 questions as people come in. If you've joined someone's group, you've probably had to answer them yourself. And we're going to treat it like a funnel. All right. If these people don't know who you are personally or as a business or company, then we're going to have to work on them really softly to give them access to the group. The first question that I want you to ask is something easy, simple, and is a no-brainer question. Have you got any no-brainer questions for prospects of yours about what they do? That they can just answer every day of the week?
Yeah, like one of the things for us would be, do you have a niche? It's either a yes or no.
Cool. Yeah, so that's a simple one. Do you have a niche? All right. If someone had a group that helps dentists, for example, it might be, hey, what's your superpower as a dentist? Something just really simple, okay, that they can just answer off the back of their head. How long have you been practicing for? That sort of thing.
So Zaid, there's a question here from Zaid. So if you're going to look at the email addresses on your sends, try something, use GMAS, which you can use with Google emails, and then maybe have some kind of download or, part of what we've got going on, to have some kind of value that you can give to people to join your list. There are ways to do that. I know some will, so there's ways to do that. Ultimately, if people have sent you an email, it's not spam to put them on a list because they've actually opted in to talk to you commercially anyway.
Totally. Yeah, cool. In this first question, what I see a lot of group owners do wrong immediately is they make this question too challenging. Okay? Ultimately, when you think about it, you just want to make it something that that person can answer with their eyes closed, mouth shut, hands tied behind their back every day of the week. The most simple, basic, it might seem like a stupid question, but just ask it because we want them to answer, because that's going to help answering the next 2 questions. Does that make sense for everybody? All right. Let's talk about generating leads from this point onwards, okay? Number 2. This is one that has been a real game changer, is to start asking the question, would you like to work with me immediately? Okay, would you like to work with me immediately to do X, Y, Z? And that's just a yes. Yes, no, maybe, basically. That's what they come back with. Yes, no, maybe, right? So this question here requires a little bit more of a pain-poking question to say, hey, do you want to help? Do you want a bit of help doing what you're doing currently or in your business? From here, you can start to send people messages, right? Hey, saw that you've joined the group, welcome. And also saw that you said, hell yeah, I want to work with you immediately. Literally yesterday, a random person put in a yes. I sent them a message and they signed up as a client within 3 or 4 chats via Messenger. Okay, it's really that simple. The people that say no or maybe, that's totally cool. They're welcome to the group and they just need to build a bit more of that trust factor. Does that make perfect sense?
Yes, the digital marketing dream team. We asked, would you like us to help you scale your agency?
Yeah.
So yeses to that. We put them straight out into a strategy meeting.
Perfect. Third and final question. This is where we build the email database. And the thing I see everyone getting wrong is they say, hey, just put your email in and we'll accept you into the group. That's not enough value for someone to trade their email, or at least the correct email. So what we want to do is say, hey, would you like my free thing? And this is what, it might be training, video training, might be a lead magnet, might be a checklist, a doc, etc. Would you like my free thing? If so, add your email. And that one there doesn't have to be required. I would make sure that these top two are required. Bottom two is optional. Bottom one, sorry, is optional. All right. They don't have to put their email, but if you ask it in this way, you'll probably get anywhere from 60 to sort of 85% uptake on emails. The people that don't add their email, we create a lead magnet post within the group, which sends them into our chatbot, which collects their email. Therefore, getting us up to about a 95% email rate with our members. Timeout. Let me know in the chat, maybe for 30 seconds. So far, we've covered a bit already. What has been a learning, a lesson, an aha in what you've picked up already? I'll just put a minute on the clock. Damien, what's it been for you?
That I need some help when I showed you our front page,
cover photo. David's aha is the funnel within the questions. Nice.
Yeah. So just so you know what we do with our final question, get email addresses, is we ask if the people would like to have a voucher to one of our next events, $97 voucher. So it was like voucher. But yeah. So be creative when you ask the question, but give value.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point. Make sure it's valuable and make sure it's not just fluff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, say that you would, but a lot of people do hand over these fluffy things out there in the marketing world these days, and they're just purely not valuable at all. Cool. 10 seconds left. If you haven't chucked in what's been valuable to you so far, please do. What do we got? Jody, photo and email list. Cool. Inez, hope I pronounced your name right, like the funnel flow. Aiden, need help with the lot. Totally cool, dude. David, building your database using chatbot Juliet. Need to offer relevant services to sweep the system. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Great to know you're taking notes and doing your thing. Craig, is there a way to automate the collection of the email address? Yes, we're just about to talk about this. This is super ninja and super cool. Let's go to that right now.
Ninja stuff. I hope you're paying attention, Diana.
This is real. This is going to be really fun. So this is in direct answer to Craig's question here about automating that email collection.
So Aidan just got a point here I just want to touch on. Need to get off the telemarketing merry-go-round. So what I just want to point out with this kind of thing is this is an add to what you're doing today. I think if you're doing telemarketing and it's getting results, systemize it in a way you can pass it to someone else when you're ready, but don't stop doing stuff that's working to replace it with something else. Have a new way to do marketing. And that's with, if you're doing networking, for example, or if you're doing telemarketing, or you're doing LinkedIn reach out, or any of the other different strategies.
Yeah, there's plenty of new stuff happening.
Yeah, but it's good to have, you want 10, 15, 20 lead generators that are successful, not swap.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about automating so you're not copying and pasting emails into your database. Okay, so we want to get rid of, if you're thinking ahead of what's coming, it's like, all right, they've put their email in. Now I have to copy and paste it into my CRM. Let's scrap that because it does take time. And we all understand that time's our most valuable. So when they've gone through, they've answered their questions, we want to get it over to our database, which is over here. However, you have that system set up on auto. There are a couple of tools out there that I'm going to refer to you that you can use. Ultimately, they're going to go into a Google Sheet. Okay, so you'll have them there, and then they're going to pop over either with a zap. Okay, they're either going to be zapped over, or a brand new software I've been talking to the developer on and testing doesn't require the Zap. Okay, so it's one step less. It's really, really cool. So we're going to use the one I just referred to. It's called Group Leads. Okay, and if you're just getting started with your Facebook group and maybe you've got 5 people, joining per week, or the numbers are small, I would copy and paste, the data so that you're seeing and you're just, getting used to who's coming in and you're sort of pre-vetting them, etc. Once your numbers get up higher, you don't want you or your team wasting time on that stuff. So once they answer the 3 questions, one click will send them over to the Google Sheet. And then with this new software, it doesn't require any more clicks. They go straight into your CRM, and however you set that up can go straight into an automated system. So you're going to be able to do that with 1 click now. Literally a week ago, I was teaching 2 clicks, but now it is 1 click. Everyone think that's pretty cool? Let me know if that's cool. Type in cool into the chat. Okay, Group Leads, really fantastic. A guy named Jamu from Africa has developed it. Fancy that, super cool. We might need to get you on that as well. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Diana to write cool.
Oh, well, she said sense. I got that sensei, so I thought that was cool. Has everyone taken the name of Group Leads down? Wall. Classic. That's going to help you a ton, because if you accept these people, let's just talk about this for a second. If you accept these guys into your group and you haven't got any of that data stored anywhere, you lose it all. Facebook would store it, but they don't give it to you. Okay, so that's why it's important to get it into a sheet and your CRM.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, so that's really important. Now, once you accept someone, the answer to the questions are gone. You can't get them back. So you've got to get this stuff out before you accept them.
Emails gone, their questions, if they want to work with you, are gone, everything's gone.
So we did, like, obviously you lose emails, but what we did, we lost our first 400, I think, before we learned that lesson. We lost a stack, but what we did is just contacted everyone on Messenger in the end. No, didn't matter what they did, we just had a private chat with everyone.
Which you can see, everyone can see how massive of an effort that is to contact everyone.
That's it.
So, we could actually put a post up and get them back as well.
Yeah.
Actually. All right, let's talk about pre-vetting your members so that you've got the right audience. We all know what it's like, I think, to talk to the wrong audience or sit down with a prospect and they're just not the right person at all. I want to play a bit of a game called In or Out. Okay, what we're going to do here is analyze 2 requests for my group that came through. And I want to ask you guys some questions as to whether you would accept them or not accept them. All right. Let's look at Bashir Sumro. Okay, I'm going to get everyone's participation here. I'm just going to point out a few things, and you let me know as soon as you know if they're in or out in the chat. Okay, Damien, you keep an eye on whether we're letting this person in or not.
Okay.
They don't seem to have a profile photo.
Out, in.
Oh, they're already out. They're already in. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me keep sharing. They joined Facebook in May, so a few months ago. They're in 15 groups, but don't seem to be any mutual groups that I'm in. And they've answered all of my questions with yes. What does everyone think so far? Okay, David said in. David's changed it to no. He's Diana out. Okay, yeah. So a couple of things. Okay, hopefully this is really blunt and obvious. It's no depiction of who that person is. I've got no idea, but they haven't taken any time to answer the questions properly. No profile photos, really untrustworthy, basic stuff, but they joined Facebook recently as well, okay? Let's play it in and out again with Rana. Rana's got a profile picture, so he's got a tick there. He's got 5,000 friends, that's pretty cool. He's in 48 groups already.
His haircut, though, isn't it, tick?
That looks like a turban or of some sort or something. Okay. He joined Facebook on July 11, 2019. Okay. What's interesting there is joined in July and he's got 5,000 friends. Wow. Lives in Ontario, so he's Canadian or citizen, I'm not sure. And then he's got a lot of photos that look very similar. What does everybody think?
Yeah,
out. He's from Canada, right? Okay, everyone said out. I didn't want to make it too obvious, but yeah, not getting into my group.
Hey, are the Pixel guys still here? What do you think with the Canadian friend?
Yeah, we had someone from Canada here, so
it was Sacramento.
it might be Rana. This is just an objective look at how I critique who gets in and out of my group, okay? And I'm trying to prove a point here because there are just some sus things. 5,000 friends joining Facebook, 2 or 3 months ago is a big red flag for me.
Yeah.
Let me show you how you can pre-vet the right people. Facebook gives you these options here at the top, and this helps when you've got 50 people looking to join your group at any one time. You need to skim through. The things I'm looking for are they in mutual groups to me? If they're in other marketing groups, entrepreneurial groups, coaching groups that I'm in, it's a big level of trust already there. Do we have mutual friends? Okay. Have we got mutual friends? Again, big trust factor. Tick goes up. They can either join as a page or a profile. I don't let people join as pages. And this is subjective to who your audience is, but it just gives them an opportunity to be self-promoting every time they make a post within the group from their page.
Yeah, we've got one of them. He's not a page. We've got a few pages. We've got somebody who's promoting every single time he does a blog post at the moment. He puts a link to it.
Yeah.
Every day.
So I don't allow links either.
Yeah, okay.
No links. Especially because Facebook doesn't want people leaving their platform. That's another reason for no links. Were they invited by a friend? If so, that's a great thing. Did they join Facebook recently? I'm always wary. However, exception to the rule was yesterday. Someone answered my question. Yep, I'd love to work with you. I went to his profile because it looked sus. He had one friend and then me. 2 friends. His profile photo was a logo. It wasn't even his face. And I sent him a message with my sell by chat sequence. I thought I'm going to test this, and he ended up signing up. He's in Queensland. He just started a Facebook page, literally, or profile this month. So that's the exception to the rule, but most of the time, this sort of stuff looks sus. Does this help everyone in pre-vetting their members? Let me know in the chat. I know in and out was a bit of fun, hopefully. Inez, cool. Craig, yep, fantastic. And if you've got assistant or a staff member, someone on your team, you want to just run them through this, because as they scan through members, they just want to look for those types of things. Right? Someone, either one of these people are going to potentially come into the group and start pitching, causing a ruckus, and not playing ball. Okay. All right. Quick timeout, because I need a drink of water, so it's a selfish one. What's been the big takeaway from either automating data collection or pre-vetting your members? Okay, just pop that into the chat. I'm going to throw 30 seconds up on the clock. Let me know.
I've got automated data collection for me.
Great. Yeah, so group leads. Perfect. Okay, you guys have liked the pre-vetting stuff? Yeah, cool. Yeah. Checking out those members. Yeah, David, automated data. Sweet. Save you a ton of time and really store that stuff. And protect it. Cool. You like both of it, David. Awesome. Cool. I've had a drink. Let's keep rocking. Let's talk about content. Is that cool with everyone within their group? What do we post? How do we structure it so that we can generate leads? Let's have a bit of a group brainstorm. Throw some stuff into the chat that if you've got a group already, that you already post. If you don't have a group, throw some ideas into the chat as to things you've seen in other groups. Okay, let me just start you off by saying there might be a Facebook Live. David, yeah, you've already got a question there. What problem does your business solve? So a question, yep, you can ask questions in your group. What would be some stuff?
Goal setting on Monday.
Goal setting on Monday.
And then some accountability during the week.
Yeah.
Checking in.
Accountability during the week. Michael, it's all new to you. That's totally cool. David's put a great question there for everybody to use in their groups. Okay?
So Dave, I actually saw that post. 36 comments, awesome. Did you do that on your personal profile or in a group?
And you could do that on your personal profile as well.
You do a bit of that personal profile
Yeah.
stuff, don't you?
Both.
Both, yeah.
There
I
you
think
go.
I saw your personal profile one.
So let's break it down, and I might
Sorry.
ask.
So guys, when you're doing, sorry, I should have done this at the start. When you're doing your chats, if you change the all panelists blue thing to all panelists and attendees, everyone can see it. So Dave's question though was, what problem does your business solve? Tell me. He did that in 36 comments. If everyone types all panelists and attendees, everyone can see. Oh, it's all, yeah. That's what.
Everyone can see everyone's comments though. Is
No,
that?
they can't.
Well, you can't.
No.
No. Gotcha. Okay, cool.
No, we have to look at okay, cool.
I feel
We'll just make sure we read them out better.
I feel like God right now. I can see everything that's going on. Okay, cool. Let's talk about 4 content themes. Really easy to understand. You're going to love this, and it'll help you just segment how you go about posting or creating content in your group. The first one that you're probably all familiar with is, valuable posts. There might be a live video where, you're teaching or you're explaining, okay, you're answering a question. It might be, a masterclass like we're doing sort of here. It might be a long form post that's strategic and and it shares something really valuable. It could be sharing a blog or a YouTube video, etc. Okay, something of value that people can take from, and that they, their trust factor goes up with you. Okay. The second type of content is share posts, and I want to ask everyone in the chat, what is the one thing I know all of you love talking about without knowing any of you? Pop that into the chat form. What's the one thing you all love talking about? I love talking about. Everyone loves talking about universally. Let's see who answers this correctly first.
Netflix.
Arnhem said digital marketing. Totally. Yeah. Diana. Yep. David themselves. Michael, politics. Potentially. Okay. We all like talking about ourselves. So the purpose of this post.
I was going to say Netflix.
Or Netflix. Yeah. Well, Netflix as well. That's a common topic. Everyone loves talking about themselves. So despite who you've got in your group, I'm in some random crazy groups. My clients have crazy groups. You post a question like David has mentioned before. What problem does your business solve? Or what do you love doing on the weekend? Or, tell us 3 things your kids love. Okay, just it could be anything that talks about them. That's called a share post, and engagement is going to go through the roof.
Yeah, so sometimes the similar ones that we do is, well, why don't we all connect on LinkedIn? Everyone post your LinkedIn profile. I saw you did one just before on business about sharing your group.
Yeah, totally.
So everyone actually gets to post something of themselves, thinking they're going to actually get something out of it, like more followers and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
That kind of stuff's beautiful.
Yep, 100%. And the way I teach my clients, if they're going to share, post your LinkedIn, post your Instagram, your Facebook page, we just say, hey, get it in quick because we're going to close the comments off in 24 hours. And it makes people take action, post their thing, and they realize when they come back and it's closed, crap, I need to be faster next time. Okay, so that's the share type of thing. Ask them to share about themselves. Then when we get below the line, we start to move into the lead gen side of, okay, everything's been warm and fuzzy up here, okay, but down below, we need to start generating leads. Like we said, it's not just a community for people just to come and hang out in and have a warm, fuzzy time. We want to help them in their business or their personal life, whatever you help them with, get to the next level. So that's where we come across pain posts. And this is where we simply widen the gap. If you've been in sales any length of time, very basic, where are you right now? Where would you like to be? Okay. And you can form many different questions around that, okay, that just show people, or you find out where they are and where they would ultimately like to be. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Once you've built rapport and trust with these types of posts, and you feel that the group is engaged, they are responsive, then we can start to move into these style of questions. Okay. Fourth and finally is our lead gen posts, where we directly ask for people to raise their hands. Maybe Damien, you've got maybe some examples of this, where they say, yep, would love to have a chat with you about X, Y, Z.
Yeah, so Ours will be from our Facebook group. We don't typically go direct into a sales service, but we'll have an interim step like this workshop is an interim step. And I pre-framed about agency momentum masters. It's an interim step. So that's what we would ask. Who wants to come to a workshop on how to grow your business through Facebook groups? And we did another one, I think 2 months ago on pricing, which worked really, really well. So we recognise that pricing strategy isn't usually a topic that digital agencies think of. So we did a post around that and had that created a lot of success too. So once again, it's having a point of value, a real point of value where there's a pain point. So use those pain posts to actually get these points of value, and then get people out to the next step, get the conversation out of the group into the next step. Sometimes the lead isn't a thing like this; it's just a conversation. Like a comment on a post goes into a direct message conversation where we will have to sell by chat kind of thing.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit more. So on a question that's, you might ask, where is your business right now? Where would you like it to be in 12 months time? They comment, okay? They add a comment, and it's clear that, they've got goals set, okay? And there's a gap there. You're going to just reach out to them privately and say, hey, love the goal. Have you got a plan to get there? Would you like help? Very simple. Starts a conversation. Okay.
So basically, every single interaction from any post
is an opportunity.
Is an opportunity for a direct like if you've got your post set up right, is an opportunity for a conversation, which can lead into a sale.
Is everyone cool with this? We're starting to get a little bit deeper in terms of the lead gen side, but if you can start to think that every time someone comments on a post, posts in your group and asks a question, it's an opportunity to reach out and offer help. Okay, that's our job as group owners. Okay, or if you're an admin, etc., is to bridge that gap for them, make it as easy as possible. When I mentioned lead gen, I just want to clarify as well. My whole thing with helping my clientele is not that they become a sales, pushy machine. I term it as, they're not salesy or douchey. So you'll never see, hey, buy, sign up. Like, it's just not the way that I like to sell, and it's not like the way I like to buy or sign up with coaches or packages, etc.
So we met with a guy called Taki Moore, and he put this point really brilliantly. He said, with your groups, if we're going to say that,
I'm gonna get onto it. Yeah, Damien's onto something. We can jump onto that.
I will let you. It's your show.
It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really cool.
Learned it from Taki Moore. I call it the golden rule when it comes to Facebook groups. Okay, and I draw it out like this. Taki said that we only ever give in public and ask in private. Okay, but this is what I see everybody doing wrong. Yeah, Craig, Taki is a master. Okay, so we give in public and we ask in private. The time that, or the thing that I see everybody doing is asking in public, and giving in private. If you have that around the wrong way, you're destined for failure. Okay, so we want to flip these around. Make sure we've got them the right way. Nice.
We've got Diana on this, and she just said that I've drummed that into her brain, and she put brain in capital letters.
So good. I keep forgetting that you guys can't see each other's comments. Yeah, so we want to make sure that these are locked in the right way. Okay, we give in public and ask in private. So how does that relate to what we're talking about? Is when it comes to those lead generation posts. No, it's not saying buy my crap, sign up now. It's getting people to a point within your group that they raise their hand and say, Damien, I'd love to chat about scaling my agency. Ryan, I would love to chat about monetizing my Facebook group. Yeah. Juliet, can you give ask?
So the point is that you give in the group, but when you're ready to ask, you pull them out into a direct message, into a messenger chat, and then you ask them what they're looking for, what they need help around, and then you can just say to them, well, would you like some help with that? So that's basically, you don't do that chat where you're going to actually ask for business in the group. You only do that on Messenger.
Yeah, so in public, you've made a post, someone's commented, and then in private via Messenger, that's when you've asked. Hopefully that makes a bit more sense.
Does that make sense, Juliet? Thanks, Mike. We'll see you, Mike. We'll see you. I'll see you later in the week.
So guys, here's the thing when it comes to these 4 content themes is if you're just mapping out your content as to what's coming in the next month, you just need to cycle through these. Make sure you've got a bit of everything, okay, and space those things out. Am I giving too much? Is there too much value in this group and it's give, 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 which just creates a culture of take, take, take?
Yeah.
Am I allowing people the opportunity to share in the group? Or do I need to do more of that to get them engaged? Have I asked enough questions that, poke pain points to get people to take action? Have I created any lead gen style posts or call to actions that result in a private conversation? Okay, so have a think through those. Maybe just pop in the chat now. What's the one thing you're great at? Just put great and one of them, and the one thing you need more of, and pop that. Just pop that in the chat for me. That would be awesome to see where everybody's at. This stuff relates to public as well, on your website, your blog, your personal profile, your Facebook page, all of these things this relates to. So I'll just give everyone maybe 20 seconds. I'm getting great at potential clients, keen to start. Fantastic. Perfect. Okay. Let us know, what's the one thing you need to work on then, if that's what you're great at. And what about everybody else? Just put great, maybe value, need, leads. Okay. David, I'm ramping up lead gen. Inez, need to work on content themes and calendar. Yeah, absolutely. Juliet, could be better at asking to share on social media. Yeah, awesome.
Get those questions, Juliet, right, and that's where you get all your engagement from. It's amazing engagement.
Yeah. It's I don't know if I put any in this document, but I'll show you. Let me show you an example here. Where have you got it? Check this doc out. So, and you guys are free to take this and use it as you please. Describe your business in 5 words or less. Emojis count as words. Mine's in the first comment. 57 comments. Okay, when I took that sort of screenshot.
And that's when you've got an audience of 600 in your group.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's almost 10%. It's amazing.
I think this was on my personal profile, but I'll show you one. This one's in the group, 305.
So it's 50%.
Yeah.
Although it would be people replying to each other and that kind of stuff. So,
I've blurred out the content because it's one of our, ninja tactics. But here's an example of one of my clients, Faye, using one of our share posts. Share your Facebook page, drop a link below so I can give you some love. So she's going to go through and, hit like on all those Facebook pages, and it closes in 24 hours. Okay. Does that help anyone? Take a screenshot, do whatever you got to do. I think, will they get the recording, or is that for agency manager?
No, we'll send the recording through, yeah, everyone.
Let's get back onto where we were. Craig, yep, need to be better on all. David, is there a good place to get engaging questions? Yes, there is, David. You're speaking to it. No. Watch what Damien does. Watch what I do. You can model those things. Otherwise, I think Damien will give you some options.
So some great ones, like what business book are you reading at the moment?
Yeah.
I see that all the time. It works well.
Yeah.
One thing that we do occasionally is, do you want something reviewed? Send it through and share reviews. Coach people with that though, because you don't want fake reviews, but you can do a review for someone for being in it, like an active person in the community, really knows his stuff, and you've actually got the community. There's lots and lots of stuff, but join some big like join Ryan's and see what's working there. What we mentioned, Taki Moore, he's got one called the Coach Dojo. See what works there. Have a look at what we're doing, because we constantly work on that work that didn't work. Yeah. It's funny. Sometimes you actually see you do an absolute belter, and then you see your own thing being put in all these different places.
Yeah, totally. It's worth keeping an eye open to other people and noticing how you respond to content, and then doing that with your own stuff. So great question.
How do you feel is a great question too. That always, because people like telling you how they feel. So anything after how do you feel?
Yeah, another hot tip is that Facebook is really prioritizing GIFs and video. They're really going hard on that. So the way I like to use GIFs, and it seems so trivial and just pointless sometimes, is just like answer this in a GIF. How has your week been? As simple as that. How has your week been? Like that. Answer with GIF. If everyone jumps on their personal profile or your Facebook group and posts that up now, wait and see in like 10 minutes time, how many people have done that, okay, or answered it. Actually, we could do a bit of a challenge now. Who wants to post that right now on their personal profile? If you're up for the challenge, type
Personal
in,
profile.
I'm in.
I'm going to do it.
If you're up for the challenge, type in, I'm in. I want you to grab your mobile out right now. And I'm going to drum this out a bit nicer for you. Cool. Should I do it or don't? Go on, Diana. You can do it. David's already done. Far out. All right. So, how has your week been?
Do we do our own in the first one?
Yeah, you totally can. So answer in GIF form only. Or you could just say GIFs only. All right. And the way I want you to post it is just like what I showed you. Post it with a nice, simple background. If you're on mobile, do it via mobile. Okay.
How do you do the background?
So add to your post. And actually, yours isn't coming up. Might not be an updated.
All right. Don't worry about it.
No, do it. Yep, don't use the background, you'll still be good. All right. And let me know, comment done when you're done.
I'm done. I just haven't done my GIFs yet. How's my week been?
Excited. When you're done, pop in the chat, done. Diana's done. Awesome. All right, by the end of this call, in about 10 or 20 minutes time when Damien wraps it up, you're gonna have a bunch of people responding. Who else is in on the challenge? Juliet, do quizzes work well? Yeah, in groups, you can use polls. You can even use multiple choice. We just set up a campaign for a client today, saying A, B, C, D, asking help on logo and on name, etc. Those sorts of things work really well. Again, it's just people sharing their opinion. Yeah. Cool. I think everyone's got fingers on keyboards.
There's one in Digital Marketing Dream Team. Thanks, Diana.
Nice
I have to
work.
answer that one.
All right. Final thing I sort of just wanted to share to give a bit of a perspective shift, and then I'll hand it back over, is the difference between your business page and your group, and just to make it really clear and simple. And this might help some of you that don't have a group and you're thinking, should I, shouldn't I, or if you've got one, am I doing it right or wrong? If we think about a billboard, that's ultimately like your business page. The way it works is you pay to play. Pay to play. Facebook are squeezing things so tightly in terms of reach, it doesn't happen organically anymore. You put money into the machine and they'll put your message out to the world. The way a group works is much more like a living room. Okay. So if you think about a billboard, you've paid to put it up there. You think about your living room, you invite people in, you don't charge them. Okay, makes sense. With a billboard, it's cold. I can't remember the last time I saw a billboard, went home, jumped on the internet and bought the thing. Like, it just doesn't happen. Okay, it's cold and it is really expensive. There's no relationship. All the opposite happens within your group. There is relationship. All right. It's warm. Think about your house, someone else's house, it's warm. People have conversation. People ask questions. None of that really is going to happen with a billboard or your page. It just doesn't happen that much, unless you've got the most active Facebook page in the world. So when you're thinking about should I have one or not, or you're thinking how should I fix mine or change things, just picture a living room, and when you invite people into your house, what's inside there, and that's how you should build the culture within a group. And you can see how when people leave your house, they've had a great time, they're planning the next meeting, etc.
So Juliet asked, market is very B2B, groups work well on LinkedIn too. LinkedIn groups are very different to Facebook groups. We're B2B and our clients are B2B. So we use Facebook groups really well. B2B doesn't matter too much, but you're still, you got to have that human to human, H to H, human to human focus. You're still dealing with people.
Yeah.
I think LinkedIn groups aren't great, but I'm guessing LinkedIn will do something about that soon. So I'm certainly not saying don't do LinkedIn groups, but certainly just because you're B2B doesn't preclude you from doing Facebook groups.
Yeah, spot on. The other difference is LinkedIn is obviously great. A lot of you are probably driving business through there, but the login, ratio is like 1 to 2 times per week for people compared to Facebook, which is daily. So I just know where I choose to play a majority of my game time, but it doesn't disqualify LinkedIn at all. So great question, Juliet. Dude, I'm happy to open up the questions.
Yeah, cool.
And maybe, we've got about 15 minutes left.
Yeah, beautiful. So first, just in the chat, has that been valuable to where you guys are all at today with your own lead generation?
Yeah, let us know. Yeah, if it's been valuable. Yeah, David, cool. Hell yes.
Awesome, Craig. So maybe next, if anyone's got any questions, straight up. So with Tundo, you don't need to have a page to do a group, do you? I don't think so. No. Just go to groups. If you go to groups on Facebook, just add new group. They're pretty easy to set up.
Yeah. Yep, you can have a group without a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Totally.
So they're not necessarily, you don't need the page. I think one of the things about, I wouldn't brand your Facebook group with your business. Do it more around an issue or a goal or an outcome. Because people don't want to go to a brand. They want to go to be part of a community.
Yeah. Think of if you're throwing the net out, who are those people that want to come and hang out and learn about that thing, fix that issue, or achieve the thing.
So put in perspective with the digital marketing dream team, which we put together, I was a digital agency before I started Globotel for 12 years or so. And one thing I always noticed was it's a pretty lonely industry. We're not good at collaborating. So that's one of the things that I want to change. I want to have that collaboration with the industry, which is the reason behind our group.
Yeah, cool. Craig's asked the question, how many hours, how many people do you need to properly moderate a group? Depends on, if you don't have one and you're launching, we expect anything from like 100 to 300 on a launch within a week. And that way, you build a whole bunch of noise and buzz like you would launching a business, a restaurant, give away a whole bunch of stuff, you have a party, you welcome people in, that sort of thing. So with a launch, you get 50, 100, 300 sort of people. How many people do you properly need to moderate a group? You can have one person moderating. That's how I like to run things, so I can keep a tight eye on stuff. But you can have multiple people doing admin stuff, all sorts of things within there for sure. The ratio, my group's at 700 and something, and I'm the only one moderating. So until it gets to the thousands and thousands, I think you're pretty good on your own.
I think so too. Yeah. So target people for groups. Juliet, check out super signatures. That's an awesome way that we use super signatures. You can just do some research on that. It's pretty simple to implement. I think Dean Jackson started that whole regime. You can we put it into everything. Like you'll see on our YouTube page, every one of our YouTube videos has a link to our group. All our emails have, like the super signatures, our 4 suggestions at the bottom of our emails. One of them is the group. We don't spend any advertising to pump our group at all. So, a lot of our downloads with value add, put, links to the group there. In our mini chat, we mini chat people to the group also. It becomes part of everything. In our sales, when we get new clients, we send them to the group. So yeah, it's not. You can, I don't know, can you allowed to advertise, Facebook advertise?
Yeah, you can, in your advertising, you know, just include a link in the comments. And if that post is getting a ton of reach and engagement, then people are naturally going to see the group in the comment or in the post as well. I thought I'd just share this, you know, on your profile, your personal profile, there's ways to link up your group so that people that are coming and stalking you can come and join the group as well. So take a screenshot. If you got this now, I haven't run through this on this training, but take a screenshot and that'll really help you. Diana, do you suggest a better way to get a response from DMing members?
So I think one of the challenges that we have, because we've talked about this before, is when they join the group, say, yes, want help with scale, our staff don't particularly want to be friends with them first. And, you know, because we use Facebook privately also. So how do we actually get people, because, you know, when you DM, when you're not a friend or from the page, it goes into requests. So is there a way to get it? You have Ninja stuff there.
Yeah, let's map that out. So essentially someone's joined the group and maybe they've said, yep, would love to chat.
Yep.
What I would do then is welcome post. And this is where it gets a bit, you know, you just have to take note. Okay, so Diana, if you're doing this, just you're gonna have to take note of these people, or it's in your database. Okay, so when you welcome them and it tags all the names, you know, Damien here, etc. I would then add a comment into that post and say, Damo, shot you a message.
Cool.
Okay, so as they come in on the welcome, hopefully they're giving their intro to the group, and you're just saying, hey dude, I shot you a message. It's probably in your request folder. A little bit manual. There's no way around that, because if you're not friends with someone, it is going into their request folder.
Well, that's great. I think, Diana, can you just confirm that's a good answer?
And Craig, do I hold all posts for moderation? Not in any of my groups until someone's been a real annoyance, and then I put them on report. Okay.
So we do at the moment, but and part of the thing we do obviously is we attract Indians and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
We just go bang straight away. We're doing that.
Luckily, I'm Sri Lankan.
But we do that just to protect our guys. We don't want our guys to see everything. But if you're going to do that, you have to be committed to check if it's relevant. Put it through as fast as can. Like, you know, we try to get them out there in half an hour. So not always possible, but certainly as soon as we see it. Yeah.
So it's each to their own on that one, depending on who you've got in the group and the style of content or what you're using the group for. So Craig, hope that helps. Is there any more questions before we wrap up? I mean, there's probably a ton, but anything that I can answer for you guys right here, right now?
I'll just say one thing about scheduling. I think in our businesses, we get quite busy and things like this get pushed aside. That question I asked, does everyone have database and manage database? What I do, like I'm quite busy too. I'm like everyone, I'm quite busy. This sort of stuff is so crucial to the business. For us, LinkedIn outreach is so crucial to the business. So I'll get up in the morning, I'll get to work, I put half an hour to an hour aside to do this business growth stuff, and I don't get into my emails, I don't start anything until I've spent that half an hour to an hour and ticked off the list with all this business growth stuff. If you don't do it, if you don't schedule that time every single day, it doesn't get done, and you realise it at some point in your business, you realise you haven't done marketing for 3 months and you've got no clients coming through. So really, and once I finish that half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever it is, I don't go back to it. Like that's my scheduled time. So I don't end up finding myself, you know, losing a whole day on LinkedIn or losing a whole day on a Facebook group. I only spend that time for it, and then I put it aside till that time tomorrow.
Craig asked if I still only have one Facebook profile. Dude, you only need one personal profile. Don't make a business profile. But I guess the way I coach our guys is 60-40 split or 70-30. Okay. This side being biz, this side being personal. On your personal account, you know, the amount of friends and family that you really have is going to be like 10% of your list. That means the other portion is massive for opportunity for sharing business related stuff. So that's the way I split my stuff up. 70 or 60% is going to be business, stuff. 40, 30% is going to be just personal photos, hanging out at the beach or whatever. And it's been really rewarding doing it like that. The other thing you can do, which gets even more ninja, is you can separate your friends list, which someone just posted up in my group yesterday. You can segment that, which is really powerful. Then you can choose what your news feed looks like and who you post to. So you can segment your friends list.
I've been battling with that forever because I tend to hold back on both because I don't want the other side to see stuff. So I'm going to have a look at that segment.
And you're looking at the post here. Let's just check in for everyone that took the challenge and posted.
I got 3.
How many comments is everyone up to so far? Damien's on 3.
I think 4 if I include my own.
Oh, I thought you already did. So we got 3 on the left here. What's everyone else got? If you just check your Diana's on 3.
Digital Marketing Dream Team. It includes 1 for Globotel, 1 for Dave, and 1 for me.
Nice. Dave's on 2. Okay, Craig's on 1. Cool.
So, mate, so everyone here, are you part of the Digital Marketing Dream Team? If not, it'd be great to join. Diana, can you put a note to ask a question tomorrow morning when you start? How did everyone go with their post last night? And then we can all just share how we went, like how many comments we got in the Digital Marketing Dream Team post.
Yeah,
Sound good?
That'd be cool to hear.
All right, so we've got 5 minutes left. So guys that are part of agency, so just we'll have a quick chat about Ryan. Ryan, you obviously coach Facebook groups. What you showed here isn't everything. You said you got a number of next things. So one was a small short course.
Yep.
Which is?
That's a mini short course. It's got 4 videos with 4 cheat sheets to do 4 things to help you engage, grow, and monetize your group.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent. So that's one, and that was $50. Was that
$50.
Right? Yeah, cool. So then you've got a follow-on coursework after that.
Yeah, it's my case study program. It's the flagship. It's got all of the strategy and tools and hacks in there.
So how does that work?
It's like a library. You go in, pull out what you need for a specific time. If you want to launch a group, grow it, engage it, monetize it, sell by chat, it's all in there.
Cool. Did you want to tell the price for that?
Yep, $1,000.
Excellent. So cool. So that's. Do you have anything else other than that?
But now, if you want one-on-one strategy stuff, let's have a chat privately, and we can customize something for you.
You've gone through a lot of paperwork here, also a lot of sheets and that kind of stuff. You have these as files on your Facebook group?
Yes, there's a stack of stuff in there as well, yeah.
Beautiful. So join his Facebook group. What was the name again?
Facebook Group Growth Secrets.
Great. So join that if you want to have a look at all the, like go to the file section, there's a lot of downloads and stuff like that. Thanks, Dave, been brilliant. The short course, part of Agency Momentum Masters, the guys are in that group. Ryan's offering you that no cost. Obviously, we'll do a Q&A with Ryan later in the month also. Diana will be in touch with everyone to get some more feedback from you and see how you enjoyed it. But that's pretty much it for today. So thanks, Dave, for your feedback there. Been brilliant, Dave. I want to have a chat to you this week. It's just some different matter. I just need to reach out. So hopefully tomorrow or Friday will be okay for that. Everyone else, thanks for coming along. Thanks, Craig. Real value. Thanks, Ryan, mate. Really, really appreciate you coming on and doing this for obviously my community. And
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. So obviously Diana's got some positive feedback there too about some of the stuff that will help us digital marketing dream team.
Appreciate it, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for playing full out as well.
Juliet, you're absolutely over in Canada. Have you found it valuable? I mean, obviously Canada, it's just after midnight.
Well, she's the winky face.
Yeah.
So, and Luthando.
So yeah, so South Africa, it's quite early for you in South Africa, isn't it? Or yeah. So anyway, thanks everyone for coming. Yeah, and be in touch.
Thanks, guys.